That was a flawed intro. Okay. Damn it. Well, I wanted to play the FNAF movie theme for the intro song, but something went wrong with one of the programs here. My fault entirely. I think I closed it by accident. It's whatever. Long day. Anyway, welcome back to Pat's Crap. Hopefully everything is working all fine. I hope my sound is working. I think it is. Yep. The music's a bit loud. I'm gonna turn that down. Alright. Very fun show. Anyway, we're gonna get right on to it. I want to talk about right off the bat. I want to talk about the FNAF movie because this has been a topic I've been talking about in a couple of shows in the past. That I've been talking about updates and stuff, and I just finally saw it Saturday. I went on. I streamed it. I didn't go to the movie theater. There's no movie theaters around me, so I didn't really get to go anywhere. It is what it is for me, really. But the movie itself, I watched it and it actually wasn't too bad. Now, I wasn't expecting a masterpiece. I feel like a lot of people who went into that movie was expecting some kind of new FNAF revelation and like horror and stuff. It's not exactly that. It's now listen. This was a movie that I knew has been in the works for, it's been in the works for about like a year now, but it's been in the talks and stuff. It's been known and somehow confirmed and deconfirmed left and right since like 2014. I've heard stuff about a FNAF movie, a Five Nights at Freddy's movie, since I was in middle school. So it finally came out, and a lot of people were expecting greatness from it, and I just feel like their expectations were a bit high. Now the movie's really good. I wouldn't say really good, but it's a good movie. I mean, it's enjoyable. I found it entertaining. It didn't look cliche. It wasn't cringeworthy too much. And I had a fun time watching it. And I know a lot of people I know who had a fun time watching it too. There is a couple people out there I've known who have said that movie is complete trash and doesn't deserve to be in theaters. I just heard something. Hold on. Nah, just screaming outside. Okay, never mind. Let's make sure I wasn't doing anything wrong. That's my worst fears. I figure out I'm doing something wrong and then everything just got exposed. Oh, that closes by itself. Weird. Alright, I'm not gonna touch that. That's why the thing was. Well, I don't know. There's a lot of programs on this computer I barely understand. To put this in perspective, half the people who are in this club are like IT students. So to have me, just like a design student who's just mostly thinks about how to 3D model and stuff. I don't know anything about programming. Well, I do know a couple of things, but it's very like basic. Like if you ask me to do like do like at least one program, you just tell me to like, do any program, I might do like the simplest one you may know. But going off topic, the FNAF movie. I'm not gonna spoil anything because it's only been like a week, not even a week since it's been out, and I don't want to because I know a lot of people are still getting out around their way to get like maybe go and see the theater to see it or something like that. So I'm not gonna throw anything out there. But a lot of people were expecting this. Were expecting the game. They were expecting the first game, like a movie recreation of the first game. And yeah, it's kind of like that. But from the trailers and from everything I saw from the movie, I wasn't expecting the first game. I was expecting the first game, but with some twists, some differences. I'm not saying I was right. I mean, I'm never really right. That's a wrong statement. No, I'm not never right. It's just that dumb at times. But I will say one thing about this movie. It looks really cool. Talk about the storyline, whatever you care about, but the movie itself, just the visual stuff about the movie is fantastic. They got Jim Henson puppet studio to make the animatronics for the movie and the costumes, and they looked so good. Now, I did have a few problems with it. A few, not entirely a great ton. I mean, it still looked great, but at the same point, there was a few problems with it. I was like, I don't know if that's really the right choice I would go with. But I'm not at that level of design yet, so I probably won't, because I'm open getting into physical design. I'm working in digital design. Haha, contradicting myself. I take a swig of water. Hold on, would you say it? Very professional radio show we have here. But yeah, the movie was good. The visuals were fantastic. There was a very little amount of CGI and a few visual illusions that were on some cases, but the entire movie, the world building, the character looks, and the animatronic looks, and how everything was kind of illustrated and shown, very nice, very nice. Overall, the movie I would give, I want to say like a 7 out of 10. Maybe a 6.5 out of 10. Not the greatest, but it's good. It's good. Alright, moving on. I did start off late again. Yeah, I have to go through this entire process to make sure I get everything right and to make sure everything's set up so I can record properly. Not only record on the stream itself, but also record on my separate computer so I could post it on YouTube later. And if anyone's following my YouTube, I did not post the other show yet. And I keep on moving my mic around. I'm sorry. I haven't posted the other show yet. We'll get on that. I've been tired. This last weekend I've been pushing things off for projects and stuff. Not exactly I would say pushing things off, but rather I just didn't want to do work. And then yesterday was Halloween, and in the past I usually did the uploads on Tuesday nights, since I had pretty much free Tuesdays nights. But I didn't do it last night because it was Halloween, you know? You don't do work on Halloween other than you have class and maybe you have a project to do. But that being said, Halloween was yesterday. And I had the okay time. I mean, it wasn't the worst Halloween I've ever had. That was go back to my elementary school when I used to be really bad within the stomach area. Not gonna go in detail about that. But I will say one thing I hated about this Halloween was the fact that I couldn't get my costume ready until around like 5 or 6 o'clock on Halloween. It was the entire fact that I had everything in one location, and that one location was a way that I had to get somebody to drop it off for me. I don't have a good part of transportation here. I mean, I could take the bus, but I don't like carrying clunky stuff on a bus, and entirely different thing. But I couldn't get my Halloween costume ready in time. But if anyone saw my Instagram, I was a like crazy sailor. I would say I wouldn't say crazy though. It was rather just like a sailor that has like a very long beard. I was trying to go for Captain Ahab. The idea of the visual characterization of Captain Ahab. Problem is that I never actually read Moby Dick. I mostly just know the character from some dumb jokes I've heard between my friends and one song that I really like. But I wanted to recreate like a sailor kind of aspect, not like sailor. I don't know. Never mind what I just said. But I was trying to go for a sailor costume. Just imagine in your mind the type of sailor. Have you ever seen the movie Lighthouse? Those guys. I was trying to think. I was going to recreate specifically. What's his face? I forgot his name. Willem Dafoe's character in White House. That was the kind of thing I wanted to recreate, possibly. One thing I will say is that I did dedicate a lot of time to this costume because I've been growing my beard out for about 2 months, and a lot of people probably saw that. I had a very unkempt, very fluffy beard, and it was. Not only was it, I would say, it probably was a nasty thing to look at whenever you looked at me, but also the point that where it wasn't fun having on my face. But that's a different topic to talk about. But one thing I will say about Halloween yesterday was that it was surprisingly quiet around here. I was walking around for a bit. I walked past the NJIT pub, some fraternity houses. And I also went to a different pub that's like 2 blocks away from here. Everything was just quiet. I don't know what was the point, what was happening that everything was quiet. Maybe it's just because I'm in Newark, something like that. But it was just a very quiet day for Halloween. I didn't even see that much people dressed up. I mean, I think I saw someone walking near the dorm area, and I think it was like a shell costume from Portal. They were walking around with, and that was probably the coolest. If that was that was probably the coolest costume I saw. I'm sorry, give me a second. I'm getting this weird message. Am I still going through? Hello? Is my audio working? My audio is working here. Okay. I got a message, maybe a vague message, but I was worried that if my audio was coming through or not. It says it is. Okay. All right, moving on. Okay, but since my audio is still working. Listen, I've had a past of any. Oh shoot! Gotta turn off my notification sound. I had to. What was it? I've had a past of audio problems with this show. There was an entire episode I did in like 2 years ago where I forgot to unmute my mic for like the first half hour. There was a whole conversation. I had 2 guests on as well, and that really upset me. 2 guests, and I forgot to unmute the mic. Talking about guests, I did forget to get. I did not get one for today. I will say, if anyone's listening is in the radio office at the moment, and if you want to join, you're welcome to. I'm sure there's some people in the radio office currently who is doing an e-board meeting. I'm not going to place them, but anyone who's in the radio club who's listening in who wants to just join, it's an open show, so I'm not going to like get angry if you just walk in. But other than that, yeah. Moving on, Halloween, very quiet for some reason, but I'm going to move on to another topic I want to talk about, which was my weekend. My weekend was a bit weird because I had this entire weekend where I have these weekends where I totally just don't want to like go out or do work, so I just stay in one location and I do nothing for pretty much the entire time. I know it's a bad habit to have. I don't do it that much, but it's just some weekends I have these days. And last weekend I had a very fun point because I wanted to do that weekend, but then Friday night I suddenly as I was just had these headphones on, I was playing a game, and suddenly I would occasionally hear just beeping sound coming from my dorm, and I didn't know where it was coming from. I thought it was maybe it was the neighbor because my neighbor is my RA, and maybe he has like a radio or something he has to listen to constantly, or maybe it was something else. But I was wondering what the heck was the beeping noise. Suddenly, later that night, the beeping started ramping up to a ton, and I found out this weird intercom thing right next to my door, in my dorm, was constantly beeping. And I walked down to the people who were working in the office, and I texted the group chat for my floor to see if anyone else was having this problem. It turned out I think the entire floor was having this problem, because I heard beeping the entire time I've been on the floor, even if I was a good parts away from my own dorm. And so we sent this out, and they said they basically told us like, all right, just put in a maintenance request. That's all we can do for now. I did that. We all pretty much did that. But the problem is that this was over the weekend. Maintenance wasn't here over the weekend. And so I was in my dorm this entire time, constantly hearing this beeping sound coming from this intercom. And you know that trick, I think it was like the Japanese water torture, where you're constantly getting hit by water. This was basically a kind of watered down version of this, because I was constantly hearing this beeping sound, and I would constantly look behind it, and I would just get angry at it. I was like yelling at it to like shut up, and I was some things I probably shouldn't say on air as well. I said a lot of angry things to this intercom over the weekend. But I was just obscenely annoyed from this one intercom, and finally Monday, it seemed like the beeping stopped, and so it stopped now. Yeah, it's done now. But over the entire weekend, in order to like muffle the sound, I put a bunch of tape over the speaker, and then I taped on a piece of paper over it to cover up the beeping sound. But this just goes to show, if you ever want to torture somebody, just put a device in their room and just have it constantly beep and have it like really welly hidden, or have it directly implanted into their wall. I'm sorry, talking for this long does make your throat hurt a bit. It wasn't like a soft beep. It was one of those like sharp, noisy beeps that you hear on like radios and stuff, and it was so annoying. And what's even weirder is that when I was talking to the RAs about it, they were talking about how they thought these intercoms were broken. They thought there was no way you could use these. So how the beeping was, I still don't know what the beeping was. I don't think the maintenance actually walked into my room and checked out the thing. The beeping just stopped, and I think the maintenance did something on like some kind of like server or maybe some access point to stop it. But the fact that this is beeping in the first place, I don't even know what the solution they did was. One of these days, I'm gonna think back at this. I'm gonna think it's some kind of like dumb, weird fever dream I had. Drink water, people. H2O, it's good for you. H2O2 is not so good for you. Chemistry. Anyway, I'm gonna go on my first music break. I'm kind of still upset that my intro song did not work out. Had it all set up. I had it like it was the cool theme song from the FNAF movie, and then it all worked out. Didn't work out, but whatever. Anyway, for the break, I have "Take It From Me" by Congos for the break song. I really like it. It has an accordion in it, so enjoy. All right, welcome back. It's a good song. That was "Take It From Me" by the Congos. Has an accordion in it. Actually, that was the main introduction to that song. I was shown that song from a friend, and they said like the big part of it was like it has an accordion in it. How cool is that? It's a cool song. Right, but welcome back. If anyone forgets, this is Pat's Crap, number 4. No guest yet again. I want to have a guest eventually. I want to get at least one guest on this show before I end. You know, I hyped up this show like a ton. I made a trailer for it, and I don't get a guest. Wow. I even get to take a break for 2 weeks. Wow, good job me. Spring semester is always better than fall semester, so hopefully my next show maybe will be a bit nicer. Not saying that this one's bad, just things happen. But moving on to the topics, there was a couple things I wanted to talk about, just conversation, personal wise. Over the weekend, the same weekend I had the beeping going on, I told everybody that I had that weird weekend where I just kind of just do nothing and just stay home. And, it's a bad habit to have, but, it happens. But what I specifically played, I got back into playing Cyberpunk 2077. And when this game was coming out, I wasn't a huge fan of it, and I finally got it, I don't want to say, last couple months ago, actually, probably. I can't remember exactly when I actually finally got it, but I played it for a while, enjoyed it. I stopped playing it because it's a very graphics-heavy game, and the only time, if I play on my laptop, which sometimes works, it's very sluggish. Even now, I was able to get the performance pretty good, but it's at the lowest graphics setting, so I had to go to my big computer in my studio in order to actually properly play it with the graphics looking actually good. I mean, obviously, you don't really do gaming on a laptop, but sometimes you just don't want to have to go all the way to a big computer that's in a different location. Studio. It's cool to have, but sometimes it gets annoying to have to walk back and forth. Oh, woe is me. Yeah. I'm sure a couple of you guys are thinking oh, I guess I got the worst. Look at it, here this guy, he's got the worst life. He has to walk in between his studio. He has this big computer. Whatever. But what I wanted to talk about was that when this game came out, everybody was hating on it. It was glitchy. Glitchy to the point where everyone was kind of every time you played it, there was some kind of new glitch to see. And to be truthful, from playing it, the storyline is here and there. But since the game came out, you had the animation for the show anime come out, which was Edge Runners, and people loved Edge Runners. People were going crazy over that show. And then they had the update, which had included the new DLC that came out, and now people are coming back to this game and saying it's a good game. And generally, I like the game myself because the gameplay is actually really fun. And I don't mind glitches because I play a lot of glitchy games. I mean, I play Team Fortress 2, I play Borderlands, I play Gary's Mod. I play a lot of glitchy games. So I don't mind the occasional glitch, even if it's a lot of glitches, but as long as it's not game breaking, that's fine with me. It also has mod support, and I love games with mod support. I was gonna say, I really enjoy modding a game. But what is the overall opinion on this game though? Is it now a good game, or is it still or is it just not worth playing? Myself, my opinion on the game is that it's actually pretty good. Storyline is here and there. Gameplay is fun. Visuals are really good. That's pretty much it. Of course, these are the same creators of the Witcher games, and I know a lot of people like the Witcher games. I never played a Witcher game myself, but I've seen like 2 episodes of the show, which was cool. I think I was like, it was cool. No, it actually was a cool show to watch. They had that one song in it that was really good. They had what was it? Shoot, I forgot the name. It was like "Here Comes the Witcher" or something like that. And it was sung by like a bard he met, and it was actually a really good song for some reason. It's orchestrated and all that stuff. It's crazy. But people love the Witcher games. I gotta add more to this like song, this playlist, because I keep getting the same songs replayed. No, that's better. I should have new stuff on there. I think just Spotify. Whenever you, oh, it's not scrambled. That's why. All right. But also, Spotify doesn't do a really good job of shuffling. They play like too many repeats. I don't know. Do I know what Spotify's algorithm stuff is? No. I'm not an insider knowledge guy. I'm just me. But getting off the topic of video games and all that stuff, because I know a lot of people who are listening in probably don't care anything about video games. I do, so that's why I talk about it, but talking about other things. I actually wanted to talk about a while for my experience with my very long beard. So, over the summer, I had a problem where my electric shaver, where I usually have where I use to shave my beard, the charger kind of disappeared on me, and it was dying. So I kind of had to, I couldn't shave my beard. And over the summer, I grew it out for a bit, and I was looking at it, and a lot of people were commenting on it. I was like, and they pretty much just said that I looked like a crazy like sailor guy, a guy who just went out on, like a sailboat, not a sailboat, like a fishing ship, and came back and he's talking about stories of the sea. And I took that to heart, and I was thinking, like, you know, that would actually be a good Halloween costume. So I decided, once September started, I was going to just not shave at all and just kind of see what happens. Just to get that unkempt feel. I wouldn't recommend it. Because it gets uncomfortable. I'm not going to go into detail because that'd be a bit weird. But it gets uncomfortable. But I think the final parting, the final of it was pretty good, and I've saved since then, so it's a lot shorter now. I can't pronounce things right. But it was weird because I would have thought that a lot of people would like comment on my beard as I grew out, because like it's completely unkempt. Like by the mid-October, it was completely unkempt. And it started with like a bit in the side where it would just fold up from out of nowhere. But it was completely unkempt, and it was just too much to handle once it got back to mid-October. Now I would think at least somebody would point out and be like, hey, your beard's kind of weird right now, man. But really, no one really talks about it. And I mean, how often do you talk about another man's beard? You don't. But at the same point, like, at least somebody would be like, when you get like a bad hair day, at least somebody like points out like, your hair is being a bit weird right now. And it's been like a half a month now since I've had the really unkempt beard, and so. But this is a weird topic to talk about, so I'm gonna move on. Well, I talked about it for like 2 minutes before I moved on right with that. I just noticed it's November. Kind of weird that how like one day we have all this spookiness mashed up and it's Halloween, you know, crazy, and the spirits are at the roam, and then suddenly you move on, it's like it's November now. Technically, this is Christmas season. It's not. We got Thanksgiving coming up, which is great. My family usually doesn't do anything crazy for Thanksgiving. I mean, occasionally we would have like meet up with some other family, just do something casual. I think there was one year we just went to like a. Well, there was one year we actually went to. No, that was like mid-October. That was not. That was, but it was just there were never anything really big going on for Thanksgiving for my family. At least family-wise, we never really got together as like everyone in the family and just kind of had Thanksgiving. I hit my mic with my water. Anyone who wants to be a radio host, take note. Do not hit your mic with your water. The mic didn't get any water on it. I just hit the bottle. Kind of hit. As you can tell, the mic is fine. So if anyone's worried, no. Talking about Thanksgiving, though. I wonder what people do on like an average person's Thanksgiving. I know different cultures do different things and all that kind of stuff. But if you're taking like the average Thanksgiving, what would the average Thanksgiving look like? I mean, you got family coming together, and whenever families coming together, there's always going to be some weird drama going on that you don't want to be a part of. I personally, there was always some drama that I was like, I don't want to stay, I don't want to be there. But at the same point, I don't know. I'm going off tangent. This is not even on my topic list. This is just like, I don't want to talk about my beard for the whole like 15 minutes. So I'm trying to talk about something else. As you can tell, I've been really tired as of late. I had the weekend where I did nothing, and I had the past 2 days. Mondays for me these weeks have been awful because not only have I had non-stop classes, but I also have my marketing class at night, and I am right now being kind of too stressed out from that class. For a marketing class, I'm stressed out from a marketing class. This is absurd. But this is one group project that I can't handle anymore. I don't want to talk anything. I don't want to name names. I don't want to be like the guy who's like complaining about the entire time. But the professor who's teaching this class, she's every single class we've gone to. We began this project with a template. It said follow the template. That's what you got to do. You got to follow the template. We do that, and then every single class since then, she's like, all right, we're gonna add this to that, and add this and that. It's like, what's the point of the template? You're just gonna add more and more. So right now, I'm just dealing with that, and it's getting annoying. And I got border projects coming up, so I'm gonna be gonna have a fun time. But just one semester, you gotta keep pushing through. Just have people around you that you can talk to in order to calm down, You see, I'm 21 now, so I can go to bars. Not in that way, but bars are like friends. It's a good song. I've always kind of wondered what if I should start like a separate show on WJTB just to play music that I enjoy, instead of just me talking the entire time, and just actually just play music like a regular radio show does. And then maybe I should add, maybe you should make my music breaks instead of one song, maybe like 2 or 3 songs, just to have more music on this show. Problem is that I don't get introduced to enough music during the week, so I can't really come up with new songs to replace stuff, and I don't want to repeat because I hate repeats. I like variety when it comes to doing stuff. Just thoughts to put out there. I don't like dead air either. I'm doing that too much these days. But you gotta give me a break. I'm a bit tired. I woke up late this morning, so I almost missed my first class. So that one has already been a problem with me. Alright, we're just gonna move on to my last topic for this part. I want to talk about Wednesdays, because I've already gone down to this point where I've had this show, I believe, on Wednesdays for 2 semesters in a row. And in the past, I've put in, I think I put my show on Friday and Thursday. But like for like 4 semesters now, I put it only on Wednesday, and I don't feel like that's a good thing to do. So I might, for next semester, not this semester, but for next semester, I might move to like Thursday or Friday or even like Monday for this show. But I can't do Wednesdays anymore. I'll tell you one reason. Well, one reason obviously is because I don't like doing. I'm not really a huge fan of doing this in the middle of the week. But I'll tell you the second reason is that Wednesdays. I think I've been talking about Mondays the entire time. No, Wednesdays. Wednesdays is the show I'm talking about. Day of the week I'm talking about. I keep messing up my words. But Wednesdays are specifically a very bad day for me. And I'll tell you why. Ever since my 2nd grade year, when I was back in my elementary school, Catholic school, there was this one class. No, it wasn't even a class. We all had the same class together. But we were in class, and on Wednesdays, for our vocabulary, spelling, stuff, we had to do this one assignment every Wednesday. I don't even remember what assignment it was. But what I do remember is that I hated this assignment. I hated it. It was one of the least favorite thing to do during a kid. And looking back now, it wasn't that bad. But when I was a kid, I hated this assignment. I was always bad at it. I was always struggling to do it. And it was every Wednesday we had to do this. And so ever since then, I was always going out and saying, like, Wednesdays are my least favorite day of the week. And you know what? Ever since then, it stayed with me. And I still say to this day that I think Wednesdays are probably the worst days of the week. And yes, you're halfway through the week. So, like, you're, like, halfway, you got 2 more days to Friday. All that stuff. But Wednesdays are always just, it's like, I still gotta do stuff, and I still have to wait at least 2 more days until the weekend. So that's, to me, Wednesdays are just blah days. I mean, Monday is the start, but everyone hates Mondays, obviously. Tuesday, it's something. I mean, it's basically just, Tuesdays for me are basically just double Mondays. Except Tuesdays, I had stuff to do at nights when I was back in the middle school and high school. But Wednesdays were always just really tired for me, because you finally get through Monday and Tuesday, and you get to Wednesday. You got 2 more days of the week, and you're getting tired. You're getting tired of the week already. And you know what? I feel like if we do go down, because I've heard a couple people say we should do 4-day work weeks instead of 5 days. And if we do get the 4-day work weeks, Wednesday is the break day. I think Wednesday should be the break day, because we get 2 days, do work. Wednesday we get break. Just should be like a siesta day. You could do work, but it's like you don't have to. You don't do work on Wednesdays. That's how it should be, to my mind. Just give everyone's bodies and minds a rest. And I'm sure just people will like say like Wednesdays are like something else, maybe culturally or spiritually, I don't know. But that's just in my opinion, that Wednesday should be that siesta day. Because Wednesdays are like nothing days. I mean, like, half the time when you're in school, you're doing fill work just to make up for the rest of the time of the week. And like other times, you have Wednesdays that are just, like I said, it's just a day where you find out, oh, I still got 2 more days of the week left. So why not just have it, instead of the day being like, oh, I still got 2 more days, it's just like, oh, it's the break day in the middle of the week. And even if it's not like an entire break day, maybe you should maybe it's the day where you don't do as much work as compared to the other days. Maybe that's the idea. This is me just brainstorming here. That's like I lost swigs of water because now I'm getting frustrated and stuff. Not frustrated, just getting passionate and stuff. Enough where it makes me raise my voice a tiny bit. The wires are caught in my pants. Ugh. A lot of wires in this room. But moving forward, I'm thinking that this show is no longer going to be on a Wednesday from this semester onwards, because I just can't. Wednesdays are just not the day for me. And the only reason why I do it on Wednesday in the first place is Wednesday is my short day. I only have 1 class these days, and I have enough time where I can come in here and do my show and not have to worry about classes or other work. Stomach. When I'm thinking of it, thinking of moving my show probably to like later Thursdays or just doing it Friday. That'll probably be the best for it. These Wednesdays are it's just not the day, man. Wednesdays are not the day you want to do anything. Wednesdays are just it's the ugh days. You don't want to do it's the days that make you say ugh. The same day I did that stupid vocabulary spelling thing. And I was always bad at spelling. And still to this day I'm bad at spelling. I'm like the only person who's still as bad at spelling. I think the main reason why I'm so bad at spelling these days is because of my stupid classes in the past, where they just kept on pushing spelling, and I hated it. Elementary school, man. I'm in college and I'm complaining about elementary school. Checking my sound levels, make sure everything's still working. I'm probably gonna go on my second break now. Alright, continuing on. Oh, let me pause this real fast before the song starts. My next music break is going to be Dirty Harry by the Gorillaz. I might pull up a second song. I don't know. If I think of one in between, I might pull up a second song. But let me play that. Raise my volume to make sure everyone can hear. And enjoy the song. Right. Make sure we are back. I think we are back. Audio looks good. Alright, welcome back. That was the Gorillaz. It was Dirty Harry and Plastic Beach, as well as their orchestra introduction to Plastic Beach. I put that in by accident. I put in the entire album instead of just a song. My fault. My fault. I was able to fix that before it moved on to the rest of the songs, though. That would have been weird. I did put 2 songs in there as well because I just wanted to expand. I'm thinking about now, from now on, I'm going to include more songs in my breaks from the same artists. Just so I could, number 1, have more of a break. Number 2, have more music on this show. I like having more music on this show. Because more people got to enjoy it other than talking. Of course, I gotta take those songs out for the YouTube because I don't want to have copyright problems on my end. I don't think there will be copyright problems because I'm not big enough yet, but still, just want to be careful. I mean, I'm already getting copyright problems from just the background music, but hopefully that won't be too bad. But moving on, I don't want to make this show too long. I don't want to go for the entire hour and a half. Talking for the entire hour and a half is a very difficult thing to do sometimes. So when you're tired after Halloween and just really just want to do other things, not that I don't like this show. I love doing this show. It's just that sometimes talking for the entire hour and a half can be put a bit much. So I'm gonna try to make this show not too as long. I just want to move on, you know. But I do want to talk about one more thing before I end it, and I wanted to talk about candy tier list. I didn't make one, obviously, but I know everybody has their own opinion about which is the best candy, and which type is the best candy, and which types are the worst candy. I mean, what is like the best kind of candy to get in their bag when going trick or treating, and the ones you put it to the side and wait till like a month after to finally eat it. At which point it probably isn't that good to eat, but it's candy, you know. It's not like it's going to get rotten so fast. See, me personally, I always like Starburst. I mean, Starburst was has been probably my top. I wouldn't say top tier, but always been like a top pick when it comes to candy. I know a lot of people disagree with me about that, but I feel like they're rounded, they're gummy, they're not sour. They're equally as bad as for your teeth. Yes. It's a well-rounded candy. That's what Starbursts are. Jolly Ranchers are another good one. I always love the Hershey bar, the full-sized Hershey bar. If you get a full-sized Hershey bars, are always the coolest to get whenever you're going trick-or-treating. I know no one liked the Mike and Ike's, or what it's called. Is it called? I think that's what it's called. The Mike and Ike's, where it's just like those weird oval pellet candies that you eat sometimes. My brother got like 5 full-size boxes for that one Halloween, and he never touched a single one of them. I would say my least favorite candy, the candy that I hate to get in my bags, was always those Whoppers and the Hawaiian coconut chocolate bars. I don't like coconut for one, but when Whoppers was just like, it was like cardboard almost to eat. I don't even know what it was. It was some kind of weird like bread thing inside the balls that you get with Whoppers. But those were never fun. Twix was always really good to get because everyone likes Twix. Snickers were also pretty cool. Though you always get those the shareable fun size one. You never get the full bar. It's always the rich people who give out the full size candy bars. But I will say what's funny is that for my family always went to Hershey beginning of October, the theme park, and there you can buy those really big boxes of those full size Hershey bars, and we always would like. Sometimes we would have enough left over that we would give them out because we don't. Our house was at the top of the hill across from a school. Nobody went to our house. We maybe had 2 or 3 trick-or-treaters each year. So I guess we would kind of like point out that like if we're going to give out candy, you might as well give out quality, you know. And I'm pretty sure we gave out. I can't remember on for sure, but I'm pretty sure that we gave out those full. I paused it. Press space bar again. Can't say words right. I always get that weird. I think I got like a weird lisp. Like going. I don't have a lisp, but it's like a weird talking thing that I have that I sometimes can't say words right. I don't know why. But we usually get when it came to our house, my family's house. We always gave out the usual stuff. I mean, sometimes we'll give out the full size candy bars if we had enough left over, because those things would go pretty fast. But at the same point, we also would have, I think usually we get like, you know, Reese's, we would get like Snickers, we would get like the decent candy, you know, the stuff you wouldn't mind having. Never the stuff you go crazy about, like that. I mean, you go to that house. That's the house giving out the good stuff. But no, we usually give like, it's the decent stuff. We wouldn't give out dumb stuff like the bag of chips those people used to give out. I always wondered what are people thinking when they give out the bag of chips for Halloween? Because I used to get those all the time. I mean, yes, they're cheaper. That's probably the only reason why they would actually give them out. But not judging, just they would give out Halloween's for candy. Gotta follow tradition. That's enough of that. But you gotta get the some people who give out those lollipops, the Noble Night. Those are always like some of the last to go. Sweet tarts were pretty good. Here I'm just naming off brands now. Tootsie Rolls were also very, very not popular with anybody. I actually remember even this year I went to my building, well not my building for my dorm, but my building where I study, HCAD, Weston Hall, and NJIT had a whole like assortment of candy on their little desk area for people to get this grab. And I went in there and I saw a bunch of candy. There was like Airheads, there was what was the word? What's the brand? There was like extreme sour stuff. There was like M&Ms and stuff. And I grabbed a couple and I went up to my studio to just chill out because I didn't really have anything to do on that point. And I was there for like I want to say like 2 to 3 hours. And then I walked back down in order to do something, and I saw that there was only Tootsie Rolls left of the collection of candy they had. Always the last to go, they are. They're not even that bad. They're just like bland, kind of. Although what was really bad is those like fruity Tootsie Rolls, because no one touched those. No one. I will say that there's a couple of stories from my parents who would talk about how their parents would give out like the worst candy. They would give out those like Susan Honeys or something like that. I forgot the exact name, but they were like no one wanted those candies. So I come from a generation of people who give out the worst kind of candy for Halloween. So hopefully that's something that I'll fix when I actually get a house and start giving out candy for Halloween, if it still happens. Times can change. I always found Halloween a bit weird. I mean, imagine if like an alien race suddenly came to Earth and they found out about Halloween. They would just like, so you had families who would just give out free candy, not even like that you paid with money, bought this entire collection of candy, and you just give them out for free for one night only. Why would you do that? This is me speculating. This is me being the alien, by the way. Not questioning you, just me being the alien. The aliens are questioning you, not me. Blame the aliens, not me. But I always wondered, like, if you had like an outsider like view of Halloween, if you got somebody who has never heard of Halloween before, who has been outside of society for a while, and suddenly goes back in society, goes back in society. Words, Speaking is a hard thing to do, You can't say words right, man. Ho ho ho. But no, it's like if you get somebody who's been living off the grid for several years. I wasn't several hundred, as if people could live for several hundred years. But even if they live off the grid for as long as you possibly can, Halloween would still be a thing. Somebody who is like immortal, who lived off the grid for hundreds of years, suddenly goes back into society and learns about Halloween. I feel like they would say around the same thing I would say, would be like, why would you give out free candy for one day? But we still do, and we don't know why. I don't know. Halloween, I think Halloween was it started out as the festival for the harvest, because Halloween was like the harvest day. And I think it also was, in some cultures, it was the day where people would dress up as like scary monsters to scare away evil spirits. But I think it was mostly just like a festival that happened around this time for harvest season. And I'm guessing, this is me, because I don't know anything about the history of Halloween. I'm guessing since it was harvest, I know everyone had their crops ready, they would give out their crops for free, so that maybe they would people would come back and buy more. And I guess that somehow between then and now, that tradition twisted itself into people who lived in houses, don't have a farm, would give out candy they bought from the store for free in order to get nothing back, other than they just gave out candy and maybe making a kid happy. That's my theory of Halloween. That's my only theory of Halloween, is that somehow they. I'm sure there's an actual answer out there if you have to look up the Wikipedia for Halloween or something like that. But it's just me not knowing anything, knowing not much about the history of Halloween and where it came from, guessing that because it was a celebration of the harvest, it was. I gotta drink water. Because it was a celebration of the harvest, farmers would give out their crops, a tiny bit of crop, to a person for free in hopes that they would try out the crop, see if it's good, and come back for more, and then this time they had to actually buy it. So that we get free things of crops for one night only. It's either that or some kind of weird conspiracy with the candy business or something like that. I don't know. Maybe the Halloween 3 movie was right, and then we're all just gonna die from some weird witch curse from Scotland. That being said, I'm actually gonna end this show here. Let me pause. Let me get to the end of this song for a second. Come on, get there, get there, get there, get there, get there, get there. Ooh, okay. Alright, I'm going to end this show here. It's been fun, but I'm tired, and we only have about 13 minutes left, so I'm not missing out on too many things. But I want to thank everybody who listened in. Yet again, I really am, what's the word? I always forget the words. I have a lot of gratitude for people who listen into my show, because I don't have a huge listener count, so anyone who's listening in is currently listening in now or was listening in, thank you. Tell your friends about this show. We do want to get our listener count up for WJTB, as well as if you're listening in now, maybe you want to check out some other WJTB radio shows. There's a couple out there. You can check out the schedule. You can check out the social media accounts. I believe that's the best way, but that might be also on the website. I don't know if they updated it. I don't know if they updated it yet. Maybe they did. I don't know. I haven't checked. I'm getting messages now. But moving on. This is gonna be the end of the show. I'm gonna be back next week. I'm gonna say again, hopefully with a guest, but saying how it's been pretty much now a streak now and a habit that I have not been able to get a guest, then don't get your hopes up, but I will hopefully get a guest next week. Maybe because Halloween didn't happen the day before, maybe I'll actually be able to get one. But I will also hopefully get the recordings up soon. That's the thing I'm working on. Work in progress. Doesn't take me long to do it. I just need to find the time to do it. And I'm a bit busy with other things at the moment, so yeah, working. Yeah, it's fun. But ending the show here, my outro song is going to be In the Garden by Red Vox. It's a fun band. I enjoy the song. It's very good. So I'm going to raise my volume and make sure people can hear it. And I'm going to go on mute, and I'll see everybody, or you'll hear me next week. I gotta stop saying see. Ugh.